Boo. Hello. Hi. Cheers. Hello. I'm trying. I'm not sure where's the best volume for the music. What I'm thinking, I should be responsible and sit down at a point where I'm not streaming and like turn on monitoring and just start checking like what is the best volume for this thing, because like I have no guidance for it, because like when I look at the audio bars here, it like sometimes it feels like it'll be alright, and then when I'm doing the timestamps for the YouTube like re-uploads, I hear the music and it's so low. Like I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't checked the one from yesterday to see if that's better. I haven't checked, so I should see, because I left it a little louder than usual, but I'm not sure what to do about it. I always end up leaving my phone against, like standing against the computer, and then it sounds really loud when I get notifications, but I also don't want to turn notifications off, because I'm scared something important will happen, like, and I'll just not know. Anyway, I went on 2 very long tangents. Well, not very long. It's been 6 minutes, and not fully 6 minutes, because like 3 of those minutes are of the intro, so it's all good. But whatever. There we go. I haven't even done that. Anyway, so I should do that at a certain point. Also, it's been a while since this has happened. No. The Discord notification did go out. I think it just went out. I thought it hadn't again, because every so often this happens, and it sucks. But it did work. I was very worried then. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. Never, ever know what I'm talking about. But it's all good. So, couple of things before anything. I did a Twitter thing and a Discord thing. So the Discord thing's for the community night, which right now, in 2 days' time, is winning, which is surprising. All of the other options were for next week, because I thought that 2 days from now was too soon. Apparently not. Apparently that was a misconception on my part, because right now, 2 days from now is winning for community night. So I thought it was too soon, and that's why all the other options are like so much further, like next week. But I was the one mistaken. And the other thing, which I've already gotten replies to, which I'm very happy about, is on the alt Twitter suggesting random mobile games. Both for stream purposes, to do a second part of the random mobile game stream, because that was fun, and second, just for myself. I played random little mobile games in my own time anyway, so if you want to recommend stuff in general, just recommend stuff, which people already have, which I'm very happy about. I also found a funny one on my own. I was scrolling through the App Store on my own, and it's funny, and I think it'll be funny to do it. So that'll be great. Anyway, that's all for future reference. Right now, I hope you have a great day. Anyway, don't ask. Nice for now is the only thing that isn't too near on the end of my holiday, so only time my mom would let me slide to stay up longer, but I don't know if my cousin is staying over that day. Well, wait, I read that and like didn't process half of the thought. Sorry. Days from now is the only thing that isn't too near on end of my holiday, so only time my mom would let me, so I like to stay up longer, but I don't know if my cousin is staying over that day. Oh, okay. I don't know why, but I read it out loud, and my brain was like, I'm not gonna process any of that. Just short circuit. Just short circuit. Which happens to me a lot. Not particularly when I read things out loud, though that has happened. If you remember the first Vincent the Secret of Myers stream, where there was this whole information about the room and looking outside, and then it gives you a bunch of information, and then you have to figure out what district you're in. All the information that came from looking out the window and looking at the pamphlet, I lost it, despite the fact that I read it out loud. And then when it asked me to know what district I was in, I was very, my brain was just like, nope, none of that information has been retained. Nope, none of it has been retained. None of it has been retained. And it occasionally happens. Also, when I read, just read either on my phone or a book, it happens where I'll read a paragraph and then realize I have no idea what happened, and so I have to go back and read it again. I feel like that's very common, though. I feel like that happens to everyone, no? Unless it's just me. But I feel like that happens to everyone. That feels like a normal enough occurrence that it's fine. Also, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this. Why is my music stopped? Okay, that was very weird. I think that was just the outro of that other one. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this. I can't complain about the heat today. It rained. And there was breeze. I'm very happy. This is so exciting. You don't understand. You do not understand the excitement in my bones right now at this knowledge. It's so good. Life's good so far. Also by the fact that I cut my hair today. So that also makes the heat a lot more tolerable. Which is rather ironic that the day that I cut my hair, because it was too long and it was making handling it with the heat horrible, the same day that the heat decides to not be so bad. It's kind of ironic. Rained multiple times today. I went outside one time, and one time was nice. That does sound nice. It was good. There was warnings for extreme, it was gonna be hard rain. It was not that bad. Maybe in nearby-ish, it might have been that bad, but I don't know. I opened my weather app and I just got a warning at the top of it being the rain is gonna be so bad. And then it wasn't. And then it was just normal rain. Not that I'm complaining about it. I won't complain about any form of rain right now. Hi. I won't be complaining about rain in any form right now. Anyway, that's enough. Did your hair grow 20 centimeters or so? Because I remember you having a bob cut. Is that too long for this heat? My hair had grown out to my shoulders, yes. And that was too warm. And the main reason being it was covering the back of my neck. And it was awful. It was awful. The moment, listen, I used to have my hair very, very, very long at a point in my life. And then I cut it for the first time. And then and then the moment where my hair is long enough for me to be able to put it in a ponytail is the moment where I'm like, this is too long, I can't. So now it's back to my chin. And that's a lot more manageable. So I can't believe that there was a period in my life where my hair was so long. Because now I can't handle even the slightest bit of my hair being a little bit too long. It's to my shoulders is the longest I can have it, basically, without growing sick of it. And that's in the winter, because I won't get so sick of it then. Because obviously I don't mind. I don't get the sweating on my neck problem then. But In summer, it's no good. In summer, it's either chin level or I'm complaining about it. Yay! Yay! I have a bandana around my ankle because I hurt myself and I don't own band-aids. I hope your ankle gets better and I hope it doesn't hurt too much. And even if you don't have band-aids, I'm glad that you're making do with something, but remember to take care of it well. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Speaking about winter, well, it's not really about winter. It's more about autumn than winter. But I saw TikTok today, and I've gotten the haha he he's what insert number here days till Christmas. And insert the insert date here to Christmas, and it's someone decorating like a cookie or something, you know? And but today I got someone talking about Halloween costumes specifically, and I realized that I should give this some thought, because otherwise I'll end up doing it last minute. And you might be thinking it's too early, unless you're like me, in which case it's never too early. But I don't know what to do. I need ideas. I need concept, and I'll probably come up with something on my own eventually. And it probably is too early technically for me to come up with a good concept now. But I just saw someone talking about it, and now I'm panicking. There's one girl who's messing up with me every day. She's making fun of me as I have to work while she's having fun at home. Any advice? Isel, can you help me? Well, like Ia said, ignore, report, or forgive and forget. Or, unless you're misinterpreting, I don't know. Like, I don't know the exact situation. But, I don't know. Talk to her about it, I guess. But yes. So I had my Halloween whiplash today. I had my Halloween whiplash. I love it. But anyway, I'll need to give that some thought at some point. Or I'll come up with an idea. I'm pretty sure. I trust my spontaneous thinking enough to hope for the best. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Regardless, I'm going off topic now. It's beach vibes today. Despite the fact that it's raining. It's beach vibes. Yes. Friendly reminder. I'm already planning for Halloween and Christmas. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Nice. The moment where it starts being Halloween season is the moment where the year goes from to yes. The beginning of Halloween season is the moment I am reborn on this earth. And I don't need to apologize for that. Anyway, beach vibes. I keep going off topic. Beach vibes. Again, as a friendly reminder, it's gonna get a little slow and jumpy at sometimes. I'm not sure why. General knowledge has taught me by now, from all the streams we've done of our life, that it has generally worked out. For the most part. Because it stabilizes itself every so often, and then it just sucks again, and then it stabilizes itself. So, again, it's gonna get a little jumpy at times. I feel the need to remind it every time. If you've seen them, you know how it is. It's not that bad. I constantly try to make sure it's not that bad. So, I'm gonna load it up now, and it's gonna, yes. I guess I just came out of the hair salon, and now I'll have to go home, change, and leave again, so I'll just wish y'all a funny stream and sleep good later. Ali, we went to the hair salon on the same day, which is a funny coincidence, and thank you for popping in and saying hi. Hi. And I also hope you have a great rest of your day and a good night as well. Alright, let's load this up. There we go. Now it's immediately getting a little slow. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Pray and hope. Anyway, so last time we were doing the beginning, like, quote unquote prologue, like that's what I would call it, to step 2. So yeah, step 2 is exciting because steps 2 we have DLC for step 2 now, which we haven't done any of it yet. So that's exciting. So, but first we have to get through the prologue again, which is fun. I like the prologue. So we did the little beginning of it. Siblings thing. We already discovered we have weirdly much in common. True. It's funny how everything worked. It's funny how the whole internet sibling thing worked out. I'll show you a picture on Discord. I'm excited. I'm excited. So yes, WHOLESOME arrived today when he found out that it was gonna happen the day before, and now meeting our parents. Yay! Let's go. That's the best recap I can do. That's most of what has happened. It'll be fine. So yes, it is a weird place to start, but I had to like kind of end in there because it was. Oh, it looks so good. Why is your hair so cool? Ali, your hair's really cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm gonna write it in text form as well. But that's so awesome. I'm amazed. It's funny that I'm the creator of the ABC trio. Yes. That's so cool. I'm obsessed. That's so cool. Love seeing hair. Let's describe it. It's like, you know, the like 2 dyed parts at like the front, like having like 2 like kind of strands dyed at the front. Well, it's that, but like red and black hair and long. Wait, hold, there we go. I'm describing this terribly, but just it's really cool. Trust me. So yes, there's a dyed bit at the front. Yeah. Did you unfriend me on Discord? I don't think so. I haven't unfriended anyone on Discord. Did I? I don't think so. I don't know. You're not on my friends list. Then I don't know. Then send me a request or something. I feel bad. I haven't unfriended anyone. I tried to say I try when you guys ask to be friends on Discord, I say yes. So now that hair talk is over, which was very good. One of my friends has his full hair black and red, and it's so nice. Black and red is such a nice color combination. It's such a nice color combination. Listen, as someone with dark hair, my hair's not completely black, but it's like brownish black. It's like dark brown. Someone with dark hair, when you dye your hair, it's a very just, because you have to like light it, and bleach it, and whatever. And then if you want to do highlights, it's also kind of, But like, it looks really good, like strong colors, because they pop. Like, this is just coming from the one experience in my life where when I had my hair really long, I dyed my, like, slight tips, like, turquoise blue, I guess? It was like a bluish green, more to the blue side, so yeah, like a turquoise blue. And I liked how it looked because it popped a lot against, like, the dark of my hair color naturally. It's like, yes. Wait, I'm blind. You are in my friends list. See? Don't unfriend anyone. But yay. It's alright. I'm glad that's been sorted. Black and red is their life motto. They always have to wear red and black. They don't really own anything that isn't red or black. Honestly, it's a good color combination. I don't blame it at all. It's a good color combination. I've gotten off topic like 500 times. 500 times. Which means it's time to actually get into the for realsies now. Back to narration mode. If yesterday hadn't been enough narration, today's gonna be, again, a narration stream. Which, it's all good. We like narration. At least I like narration. Even when I mess up my words. Sip of water, and let's begin. The two of you headed over to where Coop's mom had just knocked on your front door and stood behind her. Mom answered the door after a minute, her eyebrows lifting in surprise at the group she found in front of her. You realized that, like you, she would have no idea that it was Coop's mom who was hanging with you. Just random lady with the children, yay! Put two and two together, huh? However, after blinking at the woman a couple of times and looking between her and Cove, the realization seemed to strike on her. Hello there, I don't know why I'm struggling reading immediately. It's been 2 seconds. Hello there, I'm Pamela. There we go.
I see.
You met my kid, Ace, and I'm guessing you've already known Cove for a while. Kira laughed, and you and Cove exchanged looks at your parents' weird sense of humor. I'm Kira Ace, Cove's mom. It's so nice to meet you. A head of purple-brown hair caught your eye as Ma popped up behind Mom, squeezing herself in beside her. We have company. I was wondering what all the commotion was. She grinned excitedly at Kira. The two of them introduced themselves and shook hands.
Hello.
Hi, Ace, Cove. Cove smiled at Ma shyly and she gestured a hand towards the living room. There's no use hanging around in the doorway. Why don't you come in? That's the best thing you could have done. Because it's true. Just awkwardly standing in the doorway. I'd love to, but I promised to take my son out to eat, and I wouldn't want to hold you up with a surprise visit. Aw, I understand. You're welcome to stop by any time.
Of course.
I'll take you up on that offer when I can. Count on it. Would you mind too much if Ace went with Cove and I? My treat. We won't be driving, just a quick walk down the road. Sure, that sounds nice.
Have fun.
I hope you all have fun. You gave your moms a look, and they smiled at you fondly. You were happy that they were letting you go. You were annoyed that they agreed just like that. Nah, happy. Just parents giving you freedom's a good thing. It's a good thing. It means there's mutual trust there. It's a good thing. You could tell that Cove really needed the support and you were ready to be there for him. Also that.
Marvelous.
Expect us back in an hour or two. We look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Your parents waved goodbye to the three of you as you backed up onto the street. There was the sound of the front door closing behind you. I'm pretty positive I saw some restaurants when I was in the taxi not too far from here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them around. The answer was straightforward and the tone was curt. Cove was usually more lighthearted than that. Kira put her hands on her hips and smiled at her son.
Well.
You sound like the area expert. Do you have any recommendations for a place nearby? Not really. Kira pouted at him a little and turned to you instead. How about you, Ace? Want to point me in the right direction? Let's say yes. If I remember correctly, I'm testing my memory now. There are 2 options, and I hope there is, so we can pick the other one, because I think we picked the tropical place. I think. Really testing my memory here. You'd been to a lot of places in town, and there were a couple that stood out from all the rest. There's a Chinese restaurant that me and my family go to all the time. It's my mom's favorite. There's also a tropical theme. I was right! A tropical themed place that tries to be sort of fancy. Both sound like a treat. I'll leave it to you to pick for us, since Cove is going through a phase over there. Ugh, words, sentences. He huffed at her and turned his face away. So last time we went with the tropical themed place. So part of me wants to choose the Chinese restaurant just to be different, just to see the Chinese restaurant. For the pure sake of seeing it, I just want to pick the Chinese restaurant just so I get another experience. So I'm gonna go with that.
Thank you.
That's all my reasoning. There's no further reasoning than that. Thank you, Ace. Will you show us the way? You nodded, taking the lead of your little group as Cove and his mom followed behind you. Together, the three of you left the neighborhood behind. The walk was about 15 minutes, and along the way, Kira asked a lot of questions about the area. Cove was quiet most of the time, so you ended up answering her instead. Kira explained that she lived in a large city, and she loved how peaceful and relaxing everything seemed in Sunset Bird. The restaurant was busy as usual, but luckily you were shown right to a small table. Kira lowered herself into the chair while Cove picked the one diagonal to her, not facing her or to her side. It was awkward. Ahem, let's see. To start, what would you all like to drink? I'll get an orange soda.
Noted.
Ace? Just water, soda, milk, juice, coffee. We're getting juice. It's lunch, right? This. Otherwise, listen, I'm a coffee person, but to eat something with, it's either one of the other options. Milk seems a little out there for me. Just water, soda, juice seem like stuff I could pick. Unpopular opinion time. I don't really like sodas. The bubbles go like up my nose. Like, it's not that bad. And I'll occasionally have sodas. But unpopular opinion, I'd rather drink juice a lot of time. I love lemonades. Specifically strawberry lemonades. And then I like iced tea as well. I'm very basic. I like my lemonades, my strawberry lemonades, my iced teas, and smoothies. I like smoothies as well. And all forms of iced coffee. But again, not as much for like eating something with. Well, like lemonades and like iced teas, I feel like are good pairings with like having a meal at the same time. I'm thinking about this way too much to answer the simple question of what would you like to drink in a fictional game. It's fine. I just wanted to share my unpopular opinion and also start a little discussion. Water is healthy, true. But the thing about it, like, I drink water throughout the day. Like, noted by my water bottle here. Noted by the 2 water bottles I switch around while leaving one in the freezer and leaving one out so that one is nice and cold, while the other one is freezing so that it'll be nice and cold when I take it out. So, I drink water throughout the day, but when I'm having a meal, I usually have something that has, like, actual flavor, said, like lemonade, soda on the rare occasion, or iced tea, simply because I don't know, but I like it better. I find myself, like, not wanting to have water while eating something. It's weird. Listen, it's fine. But that's my, like, reasoning behind it. I'll have water throughout the day, but yeah. Juice. Freezer, fridge. Fridge. Did I say freezer? Fridge. Put it in the fridge. If it was a freezer, it would come up a block of ice. I put it in the fridge. It gets nice and cold, and I take it out. This is like my water bottle right now, nice and cold. I have another water bottle in the fridge right now that's getting nice and cold. So that when I'm done here, I can put this water bottle in the fridge, take out the other one, and use the other one as like my bedside table water bottle. Strategies for summer. Which flavor? Ooh, do I get to pick? Oh, yeah, lemonade! We were just talking about this. Apple juice is also elite. I saw TikTok about this a while ago, but if you prefer orange juice to apple juice, I don't understand. Listen, I respect your opinion, right to your own opinions, but apple juice is so good. But for eating, I think I'd rather have a lemonade, especially if it's strawberry lemonade. I love me a strawberry lemonade. Sure. Kira placed the order for your drinks, getting a black hot coffee for herself, and it didn't take long before they were brought to the table and set in front of you. You took a long sip of your drink as you looked around the restaurant. Your small group checked over the menus and you decided to order a usual thing. You had been to this restaurant many times, so you knew what was good and what wasn't already. Kira and Cove didn't need any encouragement for this. My voice went really weird then. They were totally focused on the information in front of them. Soon, the meals too were ordered and then the menus taken away. You glanced at the table's surface, waiting to figure out what to say. Cove sunk back further into his seat and avoided eye contact. He started to twiddle his thumbs while acting like all this was perfectly normal. Yeah! That when you're eating with people and it suddenly gets silent and like no one's breaking that silence, it's very awkward. It's like, what? I'm just sitting there like, what do I do? Should someone say something? Is someone gonna say something? Should I say something? And then it's just like staring at my plate, just being like, okay, let's wait for the situation to pass. It's just weird. His sour feelings today were unignorable. Instead of asking more open questions, he'd brush off. Kira had mercy on her son and instead put her focus towards you.
So?
Ace, what's a few things that you're into? There's gotta be something you do for fun, especially now that you're not buried in school assignments. A lot of options. I like to read, I like to watch, games are fun, I like to play. I think I can pick multiple of these. I'm pretty sure I can pick multiple of these. So, let's go do a bunch of stuff. I like to read fiction novels. And fan fiction. If this was 100% realistic, it would be I like reading on AO3. And the occasional actual book. Me too. Nothing beats curling up with a good book. Indeed, it does not. And I like to watch movies. Kira nodded her head, and you guessed she must like that too. And games are fun. I like to play board games. A lot of people don't like playing board games with me because either they're really long or I get competitive. And listen, I know the rules to a lot of board games really well. So sometimes I'll do something and like the perception that this was allowed doesn't get across. But it is. I just That's great. We should all play a game together sometime. Video games. I don't know much about them. Maybe you could show me sometime. The occasional card game. I like card games too. Maybe we can all play together sometime. And music. I listen to a lot of it. I do not have the musical talent to play. I've tried to learn guitar. I've tried to learn the violin. And I've tried to learn the clarinet. Clarinet is the furthest I've gotten. Like, I somewhat okay-ish at it. Not great, but okay-ish. It's shaky. It's shaky, but I know something. And yeah, but me and musical instruments do not get along. I don't have the patience. I can play drums. That's really cool. So I listen to a lot of it. I have an MP3 player at home that my mom helped me put some music on, and I've seen some concerts. Awesome, indeed. And I spend time on art. That's drawing. Also, I create but I do create digitally. My computer at home doesn't really have all the programs I need. True. And drawing. I do some traditional drawing, especially now with the fantasy journal thing. But usually it's mostly digital. But it's fine. I filled out a lot of sketchbooks. That's not true. And I filled out a couple, but not a lot. And I write things. A fellow writer, writing is a great form of expression, don't you think? I do think, yes. Kira sighed wistfully, her eyes going soft. And listen, we have to. We have to. We have to. We have to. It's so funny. I gotta go, bye. Bye, have a great rest of your day. It's so funny. And this was great last time. I have to. No regrets. Kira let out a sudden laugh and Cove gasped beside you. It was a dramatic enough inhale that he almost choked on the soda. You felt your cheeks going red. You had meant it in a normal way, but it had sounded weird saying it out loud. Ace. Cove whispered at you disapprovingly, obscuring part of his face with a hand, but Kira only waved him off and encouraged you to go on. All I meant was I like hanging out with Cove, that's it. Well, we have something in common. Kira smiled at Cove, who didn't look too impressed by either of you at that moment. And I hang out with people. I mean, I do hang out with people. But, I think that's enough.
Thanks.
I'm happy to learn more about you. There's so much I hadn't heard. Cove leaves the details out. So what exactly did Cove say about me? The question that I feel like I would never ask about what anyone says about me to anyone. I feel like I'd rather not know. I feel like I'd rather live unaware of this knowledge. Like, I don't know. I'd rather just live in denial than have the exact, like, perception of what someone thinks of me. Like, I'm okay with not knowing that. Just as long as you like hanging out with me to an enough degree that you're not faking having fun, then I'm okay with that. Kira laughed, holding a hand in front of her mouth. I can't tell you that. I didn't come all this way to embarrass my son too much. Kids are delicate at this age. She laughed again, and you glanced at Cove to see his reaction. He was trying not to pay attention, but you could tell he was uncomfortable. Hoping it would clear some of the tension in the air, you decided to ask Kira a few questions of your own. Cove hadn't told you much about her, and you were curious to know more about this woman who was such a big part of his life. What exactly do you do for work? I'm a travel writer for magazines and things. That's really cool. I keep people in the loop on what's worth seeing. It's good work. That does sound really cool, actually. Wow. What do you like to do? Where do you live normally? Are you in a relationship now? Yeah, what do you like to do? Ha 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 ha, lol. Spend time with my little boy, of course, and traveling. A real shock, huh? All of these are very ha 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 ha. I'll ask this one and then just leave the others, cause aha, no. Even in no. No, the other two questions are like none of my business. Haha. Namada, have you ever been there? You shook your head. It's a beautiful place. Check it out if you can. And no! Haha. No, thank you. It didn't seem to bother her that the conversation dropped off. Cove sipped his soda angrily, slurping up the remaining drink with furrowed brows. He looked ready to run straight out of the restaurant. You weren't sure if coming along had ended up making the lunch better or worse. You made a silly face at him, you smiled at him, you gave him a sympathetic look, you flicked this straw wrapper at him, you left him alone. Sympathetic look, and that's about it. I'm not, yeah. Cove eventually noticed you watching him, and you gave him a look to let him know that you were there for him. It took a couple moments, but finally he cracked a smile, and that made you feel a little lighter inside.
Very cute.
And it's the moment where it was gonna go to better, it's probably going to go back to you two seem really cute together. Cove covered his face with his hands and leaned back in his seat.
Seriously?
Oh, Mom, why would you say that? You felt bothered too, you blushed. Thanks, we are cute. You just laughed. Imagine having this confidence. Nah. This is the most realistic. Were the two of you really cute together? Your meals were delivered shortly after that, and everything was so delicious, even Cove enjoyed his food.
Okay.
Alright, now that we're all full and content, can you explain, please, why you've had a bug up your butt all day? I struggled so much reading that sentence, I'm not sure why. Cove's face scrunched at that. Seriously, baby, what did mom do to make you this mad? I do know how to read! I haven't even been around a full day yet. He gripped at the edge of the table, refusing to make eye contact. The words he spoke were barely audible over the din of the restaurant. You could have told me. She leaned forward to not miss anything else, eyebrows raised. Told you what? He finally seemed to find his voice and spoke the thoughts that had been on his mind. That I wasn't gonna visit you this year, that you were gonna be coming instead. Didn't you invite me? You wanted me here with you? Cove's eyes began to shake, and his frustration I do want you to be around, but I didn't know it'd be like this. It's not the same, and nobody said anything.
I see.
Her expression grew tense. She threaded her fingers together and placed her hands in front of her on the table. We've both been gifted another Clifford surprise. Referring to that as a Clifford surprise almost caused both you and Cove to crack a smile. You also had no idea his name wasn't just Cliff. Over 5 years, nobody had ever called him Clifford until now. She smoothed her hair out, not letting go of her stern look. The more things change, the more they stay the same. They let out identical sighs, but smiled weakly at one another afterwards.
I'm sorry.
I can go home, Cove. We can still set up a normal trip to my place before the summer ends. Cove's lips tightly closed together. He seriously pondered the option.
I mean...
I think I do want you to stay. I miss it when you're not there. My heart! She reached across the gap, grabbed his face, and planted a kiss on his cheek. Cove tried to wiggle away. Mom, stop. I'm sorry. Sweet young men need to be smooched by their parents. I just heard a bang. Like, I don't know if that was one of the doors, outside of this room closing because of the wind, or someone fell. I don't know. That could have... I'm concerned. Or maybe it's the ghost we were talking about yesterday. Mayhaps there do be ghosts. Smooched by their parents. If I don't, they'll take away my mom license. He was completely enthused by Cove's admission. Though a tone of seriousness had returned to her voice when the conversation continued. Do you want to talk to your dad too?
No.
Cove had snapped the word instantly, but reeled his annoyance back just as quickly. Maybe later, not today.
It's alright.
We can shelve it. Thanks, Mom. Thank you for talking to me, little mister. She grinned affectionately at him before turning your way. And thank you, Ace. Huh? What did I do? It's easy to act like a baby with your mom. It's harder to keep that up with your neighbor watching everything. Especially when you really care about what said neighbor thinks of you. She winked. Mom! She just ruffled his hair with a laugh and then moved her hand down to tap the end of his nose. And that was how the issue was resolved, at least between Cove and his mom. When the three of you left the restaurant and Kira had paid the bill, you walked back to your neighborhood slowly. You had eaten so much by that time you were beginning to feel sleepy. It didn't help that the lunch had happened late and the sun was already beginning to descend from the sky. But eventually you reached your street. Someone was there to greet your group upon arrival. Welcome back, family, and Ace too.
Huh.
Cliff. Dad. The two walked past him into the condo without sparing another word. Despite the summer heat, their shoulders were cold. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. He rubbed the back of his neck with a crooked smile, but his eyes were soft as he looked on after them. He's so much like his mom, don't you think? You gave a big nod, not sure what he was expecting you to do. He nodded back, far more energetically. Okay, have a nice night, Ace. You too, Mr. Holden. Whatever you say, man. With that, Cove's dad disappeared to join the others inside. It was your turn to go home now. Summer hadn't started off at all how you imagined it would have, though it turned out to set the tone well. Having Kira in the neighborhood was a new experience for not only you and Cove, but also both your families, and a dull moment was rarely had. And now it's moment time! So, last time, so for step 1, what we did was this. So, like, go from here down to the side down, blah, 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 like a zigzag. But I really want to do one of the DLC ones now. So, what is this? Okay. there's even more. But anyway. But I really want to do one of the DLCs now. So I kind of want to start with Mall and then go to Wave, then go to Birthday, then go to Growing. And like, so instead of going up, down, to go down, up, and then just end with Road Trip. So, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't care the out of orderness. It's fine. I just want to do one of the DLC ones now because I haven't done them, and I really want to. I'm really curious. I need to know. So we're doing Mall first. Yes, we're doing Mall first. Yeah. Lee's visit today. Oh, Lee's in this one. Lee's visit today turned out to be more involved than you expected. After overhearing where the Holden family was going, Lee insisted on seeing Mr. Holden's shop firsthand. Ooh! An hour later, Lee was busy looking at every item on display. Because Cove's dad offered supplies, lessons, and tours, his shop had all the scuba-related stuff you could imagine. Fins, masks, suits, and snorkels. After circling around the shop, he finally stopped and looked at the whole room. This was the first time you'd been here, too. It wasn't often that you tagged along to hang out at the shop. You'd spent a lot of time here over the years. I'm not going to say wasn't often, I guess. I don't know. Just making this up. You preferred it that way. It meant there was always something new to look at, even if it was just a layout change. You were excited to come today. You were in good spirits. This was a pleasant surprise. You felt okay, not your first choice, but not bad. You were unhappy. Was this really all you were going to do? I'm excited to come today. Why not? We're happy about this. Ko was just telling you the other day about the new wetsuits and how the material they were made out of was supposed to be a different blend than usual. This was your best chance to check them out. Lee was still busy poking through the various wetsuits displayed, so you decided to see what Derek and Cope were doing. Derek's here too! They were too absorbed in their conversation to notice you standing near them, leaning against the counter. You were able to pick up the topic quickly.
Anyway.
My dad told me that the new stuff is selling like crazy. Yeah, the material has this new blend with less neoprene. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. My dad says people are really interested in it. It brought a smile to your face hearing that the shop was doing well. You decided to keep listening. You decided to join in the conversation. I'm just gonna listen. It was interesting just to watch them speak about what they knew. But really, there's just so much to think about with a business. It's crazy. No matter how much I still don't think I get it. Cove hummed and nodded in agreement, causing a good-humored laugh from Derek. I thought you only liked the scuba diving part, not the job part. That's just the best part. I think about other things, too.
I gotcha.
Cool. The business side. Running it. That's my favorite. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught movement, and you realized that Lee was now standing next to you. When your dad's retired, do you think you're gonna carry on the store? Both sons shrugged in unison.
Well...
There's tons of things I could do. My dad thinks so, too. He doesn't want me to plan on working here forever. Cove's gaze fell to the floor. You could see the conflict flashing across his face.
I don't know.
It's a lot, being the real boss of something and totally in charge. If my mom's had their own business, I'd take it over. If my mom's had one, I wouldn't want to take it over either. I can't run a business. I wouldn't want to take over someone else's shop either. I want to do my own thing. Then do you think your ads would let me take over the shop? No matter what you both do, shop or no shop, you'll be amazing. This is the best option out of these. Considering you're giving these options to someone who is still conflicted about what they're doing and what they want to do. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm even trying to picture being in a situation where I had family members who had their own business, and I could, like, continue that. I don't even know what I would do. So, last option it is. Derek smiled in equal parts happiness and bashfulness. He bounced on his feet a bit. Thanks, Ace. I'm happy you believe in us. Me too. Cub's parents left the back office and came over, catching your attention. Sorry, kids. It looks like it's gonna be a long one. I know usually others hold the fort down, but I really need to stay here today. I know you just wanted a little visit. It'd be boring getting stuck all day because of me. Kira could take my car and go back to the neighborhood. Cove and Derek gave him an understanding look. Mr. Holden crossed his arms and flashed you all a big smile, trying to lift the mood. The one condition is that someone has to remember to come back for me later. You don't get to strand me here, no matter how funny that might be. Kira laughed and gave a thumbs up. Mr. Holden seemed satisfied with that. He moved on with the explanation. Derek, your dad also has his hands full today, so he doesn't have time to run you back home.
It's okay.
That's alright, sir. The title Sir got an awkward chuckle out of Cliff, which was cut short when Kira elbowed him teasingly.
What do you think?
You already said I could borrow your car. Why don't I take all the kids somewhere fun for the afternoon?
Absolutely.
That's fine with me. Just please, come back eventually. Sometime today, Kira. After multiple jokes about being left with no ride, you had to wonder if that actually happened in their past together. For you, my good sir, I swear. Cross my heart. Happy with the promise, Cliff took out his black wallet and offered a $50 bill to Kira. Here, in case you need gas or anything else while you're out. Kira smiled knowingly and accepted the bill without hesitation.
Thank you.
Cove's dad stuck the wallet into his back pocket while he waved with the free hand. Okay, time for me to jump back into work. Have fun for me. Bye, Dad. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Holden. All the different byes. There's a clip here of me saying bye, bye, bye for the phone call, I believe. And it's always so... Like, I understand it's necessary. I'm narrating. There's different characters all saying bye and being polite at the same time. But still... It's just like here, all the different variations of bye. Goodbye, sirs, madams, and most respected guests. That makes me feel so good. That makes me feel so good. He left the room with a wink and flare, disappearing into the employees' only area of the shop. When Mr. Holden was out of sight, Kira silently strolled over to the counter and carefully placed the $50 bill there. She turned back around and beamed a large smile at you and the others. That's really funny. Come on, gang, let's see if this town has a mall.
Yeah!
Lee is an icon. Unable to contain her excitement, Lee actually jumped with joy while Cove and Derek just grinned. There wasn't a mall in your hometown, but Mr. Holden's store wasn't in Sunset Bird. It might be possible to find a mall out here. You felt pumped. You felt okay about that. You really... No, pumped. Malls are fun. I like going to malls. I like window shopping a lot. And then occasionally actually buying stuff. And then going insane. And then being like, I'll buy one thing, and then I don't. I buy more. You didn't show your enthusiasm much, but you could definitely feel it. Let's go. Car. She quickly herded the group out of the store and to the car.
Cove.
As a driver, I get to choose my partner in crime. Naturally, I bestow the position of shotgun to my baby. Her comment had both Derek and Lee snickering. Cove was for sure embarrassed over the phrasing and blatant favoritism, but he took the seat by his mom without a complaint. You decided to stick up for Cove. You decided to jokingly complain at the special treatment. You were fine with that. You kept quiet. I'm fine with that. You got shotgun in your own car a lot. It made sense that he got priority here. I'll take the middle seat. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a window seat. You two can have them. Are you cool with that? You thought it was odd that anyone would give up a window seat. I do think it's odd, but you knew Derek tried to be especially polite when he was a guest. You nodded.
Fantastic.
Good. Sounds like we're all in agreement. Everyone squeezed into the car, buckling in, and Kira turned the radio on. She set it to a top 40s pop station. You were into it, you did not like it, you asked if the radio station could be. I wouldn't complain. If it's someone else's car, I would not say anything at all. And also, I do occasionally listen to pop music. Guilty as charged. I am basic. It's not all that I listen to, but I can't say I don't enjoy it. Quickly, you recognize the song playing. It was a new one by an artist you were listening to a lot recently. ... It wasn't long until your group realized that they were lost. But after driving in enough circles, Kira's struggle paid off when she found a local mall. Yay! There were more cheers from Lee as Kira pulled into a parking spot. Oh, mall! Let's go to Yo-Yo. I don't know what they sell there, but I want to go. Once your group had made it inside, the first order of business on this trip was checking what this mall actually had. Where should we go?
Ooh.
I think I see a makeup store up ahead. She rolled up on her tiptoes to get a better view. Meanwhile, Derek was eyeing the directory. There's a chocolate shop. Seriously, we have to go there. Yes, wait! And we need to find a decent jewelry shop. I need new hair ties and barrettes.
Nice.
We've also got to at least look for a game store. There's tons of things you can't get anywhere but a store that's just for video games. Hey, what are you thinking, Cove? I want to look at the fish in the pet store. You could have guessed that much. Anywhere else? He smiled with some bashfulness. Can we go to a camping and outdoor supplies shop?
So...
What about you, Ace? A clothing store, a camping and a supply store, an accessory store, the food court, the makeup store, a bookstore, a video game store, an art and supply store, the chocolate shop, a music shop, the pet store. So many options. Okay, bookstore's a must. Art and supply store is a must. Video games, must. The others are more, like, I'm okay. Clothing is good. Accessories... Again, with my unpopular opinions, I feel like I've mentioned this in the past. I'm really bad at consistently wearing accessories. I used to wear earrings, like, daily. A lot, like, years ago. I don't. I haven't consistently worn earrings in years. But I don't like bracelets. The closest thing I'll get to is a watch, and even that's occasional. And yeah, I'm just not good at accessories. Makeup store, I'm not good at makeup, and I'll occasionally go to one, because mostly when I run out of something, or I'm actually looking for something specific, and I'm like, okay. Music shop, sure. I think that's all. That's certainly a list. Good thing we have all afternoon. Yeah. I have my own stops I want to make. Let's agree to regroup here at 7 p.m.
What?
You're not coming with us? We're all in the same building. You won't be as alone as you think. I'll only be a few minutes away at most. You're old enough to enjoy them all without me hovering. Okay.
See you soon.
Be back here at 7 p.m. Toodaloo. Leaving Derek and Lee stunned by their newfound freedom, Kira walked off, and when she was almost out of sight, Derek's face twisted in confusion. Wow, she's really gone. I can't believe she just did that. This is so cool. We get to do whatever we want. You were happy about it. Talk about an amazing opportunity. You felt unsure about the situation. Was this really okay? You felt okay with the situation. You weren't happy about this. This was not what you had in mind. Happy! Happy! It is really exciting. With the decision already made, Derek tried to pull together his earlier enthusiasm for the trip.
So...
Where are we going first? Time's a-wasting. Whatever's closest. Things were coming together, but you realize there might be a flaw in today's sudden plans. What's wrong, Ace? Did everybody bring money with them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did. I always have some on me when I come all the way out here. You had money too. You left all your money at home. The original plan was only visiting Mr. Holden's store. You didn't have any money at all since you always ended up spending it on when you got it. If we're talking about me, I always at least have some spare change on me, always, because you never know what could happen. It's good to have your wallet. with you. Immediately, you felt better about the situation. It would have been a downer to not be able to even think about something at the mall because they didn't have money. I'm good. Now that everything was squared away, you explored the mall together as a group. There were many shops that you managed to venture into so far. You all even went into a bookstore, leaving you with a pep in your step. This was better than you thought, and there was still so much to see. After having hit many of the top priority stores, you found yourself passing by a small booth. It was decorated with wind chimes in various sizes. You raised a hand up to one of the smaller ones. What sparkled your attention next was Cove. You thought for sure he was going to stop at the booth by the way he looked at it, but he kept going. Do you want one? It wasn't until Lee asked that you realized you had stopped in front of the booth without saying anything. Lee just continued to encourage you. You should get one. I'm just looking, I don't really like them. You wanted one, but for someone else, you did want one. The insinuation here. I'm curious. I mean, I could probably guess, but I just want to... It's fine. Listen, I'm fine. There caught your attention, though it was because it might make a nice gift. You wondered if Lee was planning on becoming a wind chime salesperson since she kept pushing it. You know the people at the stands at malls that are usually like in the middle of like the hallway, I guess, and there's like people at these like booths or stands, and they just walk up to you, give you a pamphlet, and be like, "Hey, do you want to check it out or whatever?" The same vibe, but Lee doesn't actually work for these people. But I have one like this at home, and it makes the prettiest sounds. Wind chimes do sound really pretty. We used to have a wind chime. And yes, it was a wooden wind chime, and it was very, very pretty. And the way it would sound, though hitting against each other, it was really, really pretty. It was really fun. Figuring money out, you made a decision on what to buy. You got one for yourself and one for Cove. I could get one for myself as well. We're wasting all our money in wind chimes. Hell yeah! These seem like the quote unquote smart purchasing decisions I would make. So yes, that sounds legit. Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. These seem like the smart budgeting decisions I would make. Can I get these two, please? Now why would you need two wind chimes? You rolled your eyes at her teasing tone, but you couldn't hide the smile growing on your own face as Lee broke out into laughter. The shopkeeper carefully wrapped your purchase up and handed it back to you in a bag. You accepted and then raced off with Lee to catch up to the boys. For Cove, you had picked out a beautiful wind chime that had a dolphin charm, was a simple design of just silver poles, had crystal strands. The dolphin charm, yes! You had a feeling he'd appreciate that. After leaving another clothing store, one that Lee couldn't resist exploring, you and your friends found yourselves walking down the main hall of the mall again. It wasn't long until everyone you were with had their eyes on the smoothie kiosk ahead. We were talking about smoothies earlier. Did the game read my mind, or did I read the game's mind? I want a smoothie now. Should we stop? Yes. If it's for smoothies, absolutely we should. Yeah. As you approached, your eyes were drawn to the dizzying list of smoothie combinations. That's the best part. The best part is reading all the smoothie names, and then reading all the ingredients in said smoothie, and then being like, I don't know what to order, because there's like a million options. It's top-tier smoothie experience. As you approached, your eyes were drawn to the dizzying list of smoothie combinations. A part of you wondered how long it would take to try them all. A long time. Shopkeeper. Hi there. Do you need a rundown of how this works? Yes, please. Okay, first off, you pick up to 3 options of fruit or berries. Then I'll add the ice and the store's special smoothie base mix, and then you'll have your very own smoothie for $4. There's only one size. Cove leaned over the counter a bit. For several moments, he intently studied the plentiful fruit and berry options. I want to get a strawberry banana smoothie. Good choice. With coconut as well. Amazing! If I didn't like this character enough, valid smoothie choice. Incredible smoothie choice. I can't not lie. That, top tier. So it's good. Is anyone else getting something? Can I get one that's just all mango? Fair. Also valid. Mango smoothies are good. Of course.
Thanks.
I like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries for mine. Also good, but I feel like this is the one I would less choose. Anything with bananas and strawberries is top tier for me. Especially if something has strawberries in general. But yeah, the coconut really adds something to it. I like stuff with coconut in them. Mango, I like mango. I like that. I don't know what my taste in fruits is. I like a lot of fruits. I just don't like kiwi. And which is on off topic when we're talking about smoothies, but I'm just talking about fruits in general now. I just don't like kiwi. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like the flavor of kiwi. The shopkeeper looked at you now. I do want one. You're gonna give me the option to make a smoothie and you're thinking I'm not gonna take it? No, I want the smoothie. Can I get... I'm looking at my options. Oh, speak of the thing that I was just talking about that I don't like. Okay. I know what I want. Pineapple with coconut. So it's like a non-alcoholic, like pina colada. It's so good. Again, I like stuff with coconut in it. At that, everyone went ahead and paid for their individual drinks. You waited over at the other side of the booth where the drinks were put when they were done. Derek bounced on his feet, excited for his to be ready.
Aw.
This is gonna be good. Lee chimed in with her own enthusiasm. Everyone says their smoothie-based stuff can make any drink great. Cove, while quieter, looked just as eager for his smoothie. Luckily, there hadn't been anyone else before you, so it wasn't a long wait. Your group collected the fresh drinks as they were placed on the counter. Straws were placed through the opening at the top of the cup, and the first tentative sips were had. Derek sighed in satisfaction after his taste. Mango is too delicious. Mine is super good too. Cove nodded and hummed in agreement. His straw was still in his mouth. You were really happy with yours. You were regretting your choice. You thought it was only okay. You thought it wasn't as great as you expected. You picked. I was really happy. I've had smoothies like this, and this is perfect. Cool. We all made excellent choices today. Yeah. You asked if you could try Lee's smoothie. You asked if you could try Derek's smoothie. You asked if you could try Cove's smoothie. Sneakily, you wanted to steal a sip of someone else's smoothie. You didn't pay much attention to the other drinks at all. I'm not being biased. Okay, I a little bit am. But if we were going by the flavors anyway, I would have chosen this regardless. It's just an added benefit. Really using this, I'm really using this opportunity to just go full on out. I have no fear. This is, like, just going full on it. Like, why shouldn't I, you know? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? There we go. Cove, could I have a drink of yours? At that, Cove accidentally inhaled as he was drinking. That has happened to me, and it's not fun. No. His face was burning red from embarrassment and from the coughing that shook him. Dude, are you okay? Like, the concern. Derek gave Cove a few pats on the back. His acting was only starting to slow. I bet it ended up going the wrong way. It sucks when that happens. It does. Lee elbowed you teasingly. The moment she got your attention, she started laughing and gesturing between you and Cove. Moments later, Cove was finally able to breathe normally. He wiped his mouth with his free hand. His gaze locked to the floor as he nervously started chewing on his straw. You could tell he was torn. He didn't seem to want to say no, but he couldn't bring himself to say yes either. Derek couldn't watch the scene anymore. Drinking his own smoothie, he pretended to be fascinated by the displays of the store your group was passing by. Why is this so funny? It would not be funny if it were happening to me, but reading it is really making funny. Lee hadn't stopped looking over you two. You could tell she was living for every bit of the situation. Bill's unhappy stare went from Lee to Derek, all while still shyly sipping his smoothie. You wondered if he was trying to will them to intervene. Like, can someone say something? Can someone speak again? Can someone break whatever happened here? Feeling a stare, Derek peeked back towards Cove. The only response he offered was an understanding sigh. I'm not gonna tease. I would feel way too bad about it. I want to either let it go or reassure. I feel like I'm gonna make matters worse if I reassure, but I'm slightly leaning towards that. Why am I like this? I'm like just sitting here casually living for this situation as well. I feel bad, but I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad. I'm sorry, you should just keep it. He stared at you, looking conflicted still. A few heartbeats later, the tension eased in his face. He sighed.
Sorry.
I really don't mind, I promise. Cove nodded, but he couldn't meet your eyes. You were satisfied with that. You wanted to ask someone else to try this smoothie. Sneakily, you wanted to steal a sip of someone else's smoothie. Oh, I didn't know this was where it was going. Okay. While Lee was talking, you stepped in close and leaned down to steal a sip. Without question, Lee continued to hold the cup for you as she also bent her head to reach for your straw. Yay! Friendship! What are you two doing? Several more sips later, both you and Lee stood up straight, holding your own smoothies. I was trying Lee's smoothie. And I was trying Lisa's. Derek grinned in confusion, but Lee was just amused by the reaction. We're family. And that was that. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. As your group continued to wander the mall, you came to an area in the path that was wider. Woo! In the center of the opening was a collection of quarter-operated ride-on machines. Derek stopped as soon as he saw them, smiling ear to ear. I want to ride. I think we might be too big. Not unless you try enough.
No way.
We're not that old yet. He eagerly headed over to the machines, wanting to get a better look. Lee went along with it, smiling. You thought his idea was childish, you wanted to ride too. You didn't care one way or another. You said quite about it. No. Dude, I would still do this. Why would I? It's fine. It's a little fun. You quickly chased after Derek. He turned his head back at the sound of your footsteps and gave a thumbs up over his shoulder. Recovering around Derek, you watched as he was focused on the various brightly colored rides. Most were designed to look like real vehicles, but there were also some horse-shaped ones. I used to love the horse-shaped ones. One of them could even seat 2 people. Lee leaned in close to you and whispered playfully while pointing directly at the sew machine made for a pair. You should ride that one with... I knew this was coming! You agreed she was really onto something. You rolled your eyes, you disagreed, that was too crazy, you felt unsure, you didn't reply to it. I feel unsure. I don't know. Maybe? You should, or you could ride with me. No matter what, you win. Your stomach started to twist and turn as you felt conflicted, but you smiled at Lee, knowing she understood. I call the helicopter. Why?
Cool.
It's the coolest, and I think it'll move the most. He started digging in his pockets, pulling out whatever money he had left. Wait. Is everything okay? I need 4 quarters, right? Yeah. I only have 2. There has to be more between all of us. Hold on. Pockets, wallets, and purses were checked over. Derek still had 2. Cove had only 1. Lee ended up with the most at 3. You didn't have any.
Don't worry about it.
You can have mine. Thanks, but you don't have to. It's not enough for me, and even if it was, it'd be dumb to ride while you had to watch. Cove shrugged. He had tried, failed, and looked unsure of what to do next. Why don't we all get on one ride? Couldn't we exchange dollar bills for more quarters at a store? You didn't offer a suggestion. This is the smartest one. Derek slapped a hand to his cheeks, eyes wide.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that'll work. Let's do it. The group scattered to various shops around. When you shortly reconvened at the rides, everyone had more than enough quarters. There we go. There was no wiping the smile off your face. Despite the little hiccup initially, the plan to hitch a ride was coming together. Let's get this over with. We have the coins.
Okay.
Cheer up, man. It's gonna be good. Yay! There were enough machines that everyone claimed one for themselves. Derek got his coveted helicopter. Lee was happily on a horse. Cove waited to choose last. It seemed he didn't want to take a ride someone else wanted when he cared so little about it. You picked a horse too, the one that looked like a motorcycle, a single-seated car, the double-seater car. Why am I struggling so much to read? Oh my god, my brain is not processing. The double-seater car by yourself, the double-seater car, and you brought Cove along. I'm thinking way too much about this. I feel like I'm... Why am I feeling so conflicted about what to choose here? Listen, if this was a simple option between these three, I would probably pick the horse. I used to like the horse ones. I was very much into the horse ones. Don't ask why, it was just how it was. But now you've added a whole thing to this, and now I feel more conflicted than I should. But the whole theme throughout has been that I am not afraid. Therefore, screw it! Plus, in my defense, Lee was the one who suggested it, despite the fact that I totally saw it coming when that sentence popped up on screen. But hey, you only live once. Who cares? He gave a bent smile and put his hands on his hips when he saw the ride he pointed out.
I don't know.
Do you really want to try fitting me in that? You might actually be comfortable if you use it by yourself. That doesn't matter. I want to ride with you. Alright. Lee winked at the two of you from her pony as you squished next to one another in the child side seats. I forgot that was part of the... I totally didn't think about this either. Wait, I can't believe I totally... Yeah, it's for kids. I forgot about that. Looks were exchanged across the way and you each popped the coins in at the same time. The little ride started to life. There's this one episode of Phineas and Ferb. I don't know, this is the first thing I thought of. Where they, tweak some of these quarter-activated little machine things and they make them really, really cool. I just suddenly remembered that. I don't know. I felt the need to speak about it. I suddenly remembered that. As the machines began moving up and down and side to side, Lee and Derek couldn't contain their laughter. Derek started waving from the window of the helicopter, and Lee reached out to see if she could touch anyone as their machine jolted closer to hers. Coop, on the other hand, just gripped the side of the car. He was struggling to remain in the seat, looking very uncomfortable. You were quickly ready your decision to do this. You waved back. You stretched over to grab Lee's hand. You tried to encourage Coop. You personally just sat quietly on the ride. Try to encourage. I want him to also have fun, and I want all of us to have fun here. It was terrible seeing how unhappy Coop was with this. He wondered if there was anything you could do to make him feel better. Coop, don't worry. Coop's concentration was broken when he automatically looked in your direction. He looked at you meekly. I don't think we can follow these unless we try hard enough. Coop shook his head and his hands gripped the ride like his life depended on it. Will it be fine? He gave him a little thumbs up and he had to fight to keep frowning. But ultimately, he weakly returned the thumbs up with his free hand. The rest of the ride passed by without any tumbles, and you were sure you even caught a small smile break at times on Cove's face. Soon, all the rides came to a stop, and the ground and the group dismounted. Derek looked absolutely pleased at the conclusion of this pit stop. Then you noticed something in the corner of your eye. You tilted your head to look directly at it, and you burst into laughter. What's funny? You turned back to the group and nodded in the direction where you were looking. Isn't that one of those machines that takes dollars and gives quarters back? The kind of help people who don't have quarters already? Everyone said moved that way and saw that you were right. Derek chuckled awkwardly. That's exactly what that is.
Oh.
We're kinda dumb. This is the best moment. This is the best part of this moment right here. I have this story to tell. It's not the exact same thing, but once my Emily and I, we were at the small. It's been years since this, but I found it so funny at the time that I still can't forget it. All right, so we were at the small, and the small had like those like screens that like show you where everything in the mall is, like a screen operated mall map, so that you can look things up on it. And then it would tell you how to get there from where the screen is. So where you be to where it was. So I can't remember what store we were looking for. I was with my mom during this. I can't remember what store we were looking for. But the point is, we couldn't find it. And we went to the screen monitor thing, typed it in, and it was literally right behind us. Like, it drew the map, and it was literally right there. I don't know, it's not the exact same situation, but when I saw this, it was the first thing I could think of. I don't know why, but I just remembered that, so. We have to be to miss that this whole time. Come on, let's just put this behind us. There's still places open. We haven't been everywhere yet.
Totally.
Here. You moved along from one stop towards your next, still jovial from the experience. Shortly into your walk, Lee ran over to a nearby trash can and tossed her smoothie cup. Derek went after her and threw his cup away. You followed suit and got rid of your empty cup too. Cole made it over to the trash can, but he didn't toss his cup. Hayes? Yeah? Cole held his cup towards you and you looked at him quizzically.
I mean...
You can finish it if you want. It's a little melted, but it's still good. He couldn't quite meet your gaze. You were pretty sure that you could see his cheeks turning pink. This is so sweet. Leaving Cup to his embarrassment, you noticed that he left enough to have a good taste. There was no stopping the large smile growing on your face. He didn't forget about it. This is so sweet. I'm dying over here. That's so sweet. After your antics earlier, you had made peace with the fact that you weren't going to get any of his drink. You figured it was easier for him to give it away since he didn't have any plans to drink more of it now. Thanks, Cove. You took his cup and held it in both hands. The last of his smoothie was very sweet. That seemed fitting. Pretty good, huh? Very good. You threw the cup out with the rest inside, content. That was awesome! I take it back. No, this is the best part. Should take back whatever I said 2 minutes ago. This is the best bit. I'm really happy now. I can't stop smiling now. The clock inched closer to 7 p.m. as you made your way back to the directory. It was hard to believe how fast the day went by.
So...
Where do you think your mom ended up today? We didn't see her anywhere. I don't know. She's just like that. Ooh, it's a mystery. Despite having banished for the entire trip so far, when 7 p.m. hit, you spotted Kira coming right over, waving cheerily. As soon as she was close enough, she pinched Cove's cheek.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, baby and friends. Hi, Mom. He pushed her hand back with one hand and rubbed his cheek with the other. Did you have a good day, gang? Yeah. Today was awesome. We did so much.
Not bad.
It was fun. You really enjoyed your day. You thought there were ways that it could have been worse. You didn't enjoy the outing. I enjoyed it. There was no hiding your joy. Like the others, you were smiling ear to ear, because today went so much better than you expected. I'm glad we came here.
That I do.
I want to hear all about it during the ride back. She clapped her hands together once, making sure she had everyone's undivided attention. Speaking of that, we better head out. Cliff must be missing us, and you've got to be starving. It's dinner time, and you haven't eaten yet. Yeah. Everyone followed her lead and started walking out the door to the parking lot. Something about what Kira said felt off to you. There were tons of places to eat. It's a mall. You could have had dinner. You wondered if it was just a good guess, but you could feel your eyebrows raise when it dawned on you. She might have been keeping an eye on you after all. You weren't pleased about that. She didn't have to lie. That was actually pretty slick. You weren't sure about that. It seemed kind of sketchy. I mean, that's smart, to be fair, and I wouldn't absolutely blame it. Especially since, like, if we didn't know, it doesn't hurt, technically. So, I'm between these two. I'm surprisingly, like, fine with it. I'm coming with it with a different perspective. I don't know. Sure. You found it hard to put a finger on exactly how to react. You never had a problem in the first place with her staying with you today. It felt pointless to you, but it wasn't something worth getting worked up over either. Shaking out those thoughts, you caught up with the others. Keeping the same seating arrangement as earlier, you all piled into the car and started heading back to the store. The drive went by without any problem as it was filled with the chatter about the various things everyone saw around the mall. Soon enough, you'd arrived at your destination. It was a much faster trip, considering this time Kira knew where she was going. Hearing the light jingle of bells from the front door being opened, Cliff poked his head out from the back. He lit up at seeing who was here. Hey, Sport, did everyone have an adventure? Hi, Dad. We had a blast. Yes! We found the mall.
Aww.
The mall? I wish I could have joined. He deflated in an exaggerated way, his shoulders upped. Kira put a hand on his arm and smiled.
Any whoosies?
There'll be other times. Are you set here? Almost. Mr. Holden sighed for real. He then pulled himself together, standing up straight.
Do you mind?
I need just a little more time to finish up. Will you be alright killing time for a bit longer? It's okay. Yes, sir. No problem, Mr. Holden.
Sure.
We can have fun here. Excellent. What a great group of kids. He gave an approving thumbs up and Kira nodded along. I'll give you a hand. I remember the ropes. Why, thank you. They walked side by side to the back room. Before he was out of sight, Cliff stopped and looked over his shoulder. If you leave the shop, don't go far. It's getting late. And then the parents were gone again. Let's go to the docks. They're right down the way. Yeah. Oh, I saw those on the way here and really wanted to check it out. Are you coming, Ace? Alright. With a smile, Cove showed the way. Ooh, pretty. Between the warm summer air and the smell of the ocean, you couldn't ask for a better night.
Thanks.
Thanks for letting me come. Me too.
Right?
I'm happy with this. Today was great. Cove, your mom and dad are really cool. Really? Totally. Cove looked at Lee oddly. He ran a hand through his hair and then his puzzled expression cracked with a chuckle.
I guess
Sometimes they are. You continued walking. Every so often you could look up at the sky and see several stars poking out between the clouds. At one point you noticed that Cove stopped while Lee and Derek kept going on ahead, busily chatting. Initially you wondered if something was wrong, but you quickly noticed that he still looked to be in good spirits. You decided to hang back with Cove. He gave you a quick, acknowledging look when you stopped at his side. You could taste the sea salt as you took a deep breath of the ocean air. Silently, you and Cove watched the ocean for a little while. There was something about the waves that you always found soothing. You couldn't think of a better way to end a busy day. So I get these moments where I'll read really smoothly, and then my brain just being like, I'm processing this very slowly, so we're gonna, like, sound like a broken machinery. And then it hit you. The wind chime! This was the perfect moment! Quickly, you dug the wrapper package out of your bag. Hey, Cove? He barely replied. Instead, his focus was mostly on lazily watching the sea. The paper wrapping crinkled as you pushed the package forward, trying to make him realize. There we go. He finally caught sight of it and his eyebrows raised up high. Gingerly, Cove accepted the gift. Just seeing the present brought a smile to Cove's face. He carefully opened it and his whole body brightened as he recognized the chime.
Oh my god.
You talked about how he seemed to want it. You suggested that the chimes simply made you think of him. You explained that Kove had given you gifts and you wanted to get him something in return. You didn't know what to say now. I'm between these two. Because he did stop to look at them, and there's like that mention of that you were surprised that he didn't stop at the stand. And then also this. Because, yeah, cute times. Cute times. I thought it suited you, so I got it. Really? Kove's smile seemed to grow even bigger and his voice deepened. He looked sincerely happy. You're just... He wasn't even able to find the words to finish his thought. Then Kove started getting shy over his bashfulness and put a hand up over his mouth. You were so happy that buying the wind chime was the right call.
Ace.
I keep forgetting about the voice thing. Stop. I'm okay. Shut up. We're all fine here. I'll take such good care of it, Ace. Thank you. You're welcome. Let me know where you end up putting it. It'd be helpful to know. You took your wrapped up wind chime out of your bag and held it up, drawing a chuckle from him. Okay, we'll match that way. That's so sweet! This is adorable! Yeah. Not much time later, Derek's chipper voice caught your attention. You and Kove both turned your gaze down the pier. What are you doing there, slowpokes? Get over here!
Hey!
Come on! You looked at Kove at the same time he looked at you. You grinned and nodded your head in the direction of your friends. He gave you a small smile in return. Your footsteps echoed against the wooden planks of the dock and into the night as you ran to catch up. That was so sweet! Ah! That was so sweet! Oh, I genuinely love that. Oh, we can do another one, I think. I think we'll have time for one more. These are live streams. I end up talking so much through them and just especially when it's like new stuff. I love this game. We're doing wave now. We're keeping the order that I said that I was gonna keep. Come on. I would have done birthday, but I stuck to an order, and now we're gonna keep that order. I'm gonna stick to what I said. Family shopping trip had lasted most of the morning, and you still had to unload everything from the trunk before you could go enjoy the afternoon. You cradled another bag in your arms as you headed towards your house. It was one of the heavier bags from the grocery store, loaded with fresh apples, ripe tomatoes, a bunch of carrots, and even half a watermelon. Oh, watermelon. Now I want watermelon. I don't have watermelon. We should get watermelon again. We had a watermelon a few days ago, but I finished it. Cutting watermelon in like little cubes, putting it in like a bowl thing, and then grabbing one of those tiny forks and just snacking on watermelon is one of the parts of summer that I actually like. Watermelon is one of the things that can redeem summer in my mind, okay? Honestly. Matt came out of the front door and paused just ahead of you.
It's no trouble.
Need any help with that, Ace? I can bring it the rest of the way if you want me to. Yes please, it would be helpful. Yes please, it was just too heavy. No, I've got it, you're doing fine. No, I've got it, you could just manage to hold it. You eagerly agree with a nod of your head. You needed someone else to take it. You didn't say anything. You could finish your job yourself, no problem. I've got it. I could manage. I could barely hold it, but I can manage it. I'm not super strong, but somewhat. It will be fine. Even if it was heavy, you wanted to bring it in yourself. Ma gave you an encouraging grin and rustled her fingers through your brown hair. You set the next bag on the counter. Your older sister began to root around inside for the contents with a sigh. How much is left? Still a few more bags. With a huff and a puff, Elizabeth continued putting away the groceries, and you retreated out of the kitchen before you could become the target of her bad mood.
Be careful.
Careful, Ace! You hadn't been looking where you were going and bumped right into Mom, almost stepping on her toes to boot. Sorry! I can give you a pass this time, but be sure to watch where you're going. If you run into the wrong person, you might get your license revoked. Badoom ching. She grinned at the bad joke as you continued through the door. Yeah. Outside, Ma had started organizing what remained and putting back any loose objects that had fallen down during the trip. When you stepped up to the trunk beside her, she took in a big breath of air, her dress gently swaying around in the breeze.
That's a shame.
It's a shame we had to spend the morning cooped up in that shopping center. It's a beautiful day, don't you think? You tilted your head to the sky, gazing at the clear blue expanse. Yeah, it is. Days like today are my favorite. It's too hot. I wish it was raining. I like it when it's stormy the best. I'm just gonna say that. Yes, it is. You closed your eyes and enjoyed the way the sun warmed your face for a few moments before turning back to help Ma with the groceries. What was that? Hello? Okay. So something... Oh, what is this? Fear. Wait. My second monitor turned off, then turned back on, then turned off again, and now it's on again. I think we're fine now, but that was... No! Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Is it this? If I move this cable, is everything fine now? Yes! Apparently. That's scary. That was not fun. Please don't give me a heart attack again, computer. That was really scary. I didn't like that. Anyway, back to the game. That was really spooky. Hi, Cove. You noticed Mom wave over at Coke, who had just exited his front door, his surfboard propped up under one arm. Let me see. Surfboard and wetsuit. Where might you be off to this beautiful day? Cove instantly startled, not having realized your family was also out here. Even though your mom was the one who called out, you were the one he looked at. He tried to settle down again. You jogged across the pavement to properly say hello to you and your parents. It was decidedly awkward since Cove had trouble figuring out how close to stand to you. The addition of his unwieldy surfboard made the whole thing seem even clumsier. There we go. I know words. Careful with that thing. You'll put someone's eye out. Mom chuckled and got a whispered reproach from Ma for it.
Pam.
Please go easy on him. Cove winced. Sorry, Mrs. Fixalis. Don't mind her, honey. It's a beautiful day for surfing. I haven't been out in the waves in a long time. I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a few good waves before it gets dark. Hi, Cove. He had relaxed a lot when Ma spoke to him, but the rigidity came back as soon as you said something.
Hey.
Nice. Cove managed to grin, and it almost felt like you had butterflies in your stomach. Do you want to come hang out there later? You noticed the flush of red on his cheeks, but that might have just been from the heat. Sure. I'll meet you there when we're done. Oh, yeah, I can do that. All right, I can't this time. Sure, I'll meet you there when we're done. Cool. When he spoke again, he tried to contain some of the excitement that was clearly ready to burst. It'll be fun. You're not done unloading, right? Can I help?
No.
This is our job. You go enjoy the beach. Ace can catch up as soon as they're finished here. Alright, I'll see you. Yeah, bye for now. Cove headed on down to the beach with more skip in his step than normal. It was really cute. You smiled softly to yourself at the thought that you'd be joining him soon. He sure seemed to perk up after you agreed to meet him there. I wonder why that could be. Ma. Now who's giving him a hard time, Lenny?
Josh.
It's different. No, it's not. Mom's face broke into an incredulous grin. In what way? I'm being supportive and he can't hear it. It's all fair game. Mom full on laughed that time. Fair.
Lonnie.
You're the worst of us when it comes to this, honestly. I keep trying to warn people, but they won't listen. I only want to help. I think it's fair to say he might need it. Meddler, but you do have a point. Right? You narrowed your eyes at their teasing, and they simply chuckled conspiratorially before taking more bags from the trunk and heading inside. Once everything had finally been taken in and put away, you got yourself ready to meet Cove at the beach. You had a surfboard in your room that you wanted to take with you. Your family had a surfboard around here somewhere. You weren't sure what you were going to do. He was surfing and you didn't know how. True. Nothing has changed since the first time I played this. I don't know how to surf. I've never surfed. I don't think I would trust myself surfing. I don't think I'd be very good at it. I think, if I think about it enough, it is something that I would want to try, but like, I don't know. You said the same thing to your parents, and while Ma laughed a little, Mom gave you a smile.
Well,
You'll just have to go there and see what happens. Cove must have been so excited to invite you there that he forgot you don't surf. Or he's hoping you'll go to watch him so he can show off. Oh yes, I used to do that. I know, hon. I experienced this situation firsthand. I was stuck on the shore too. You noticed what I was doing. Yes, after the very first time. It's not a subtle move. How embarrassing. I was still impressed.
oh,
Thank you. They're so sweet. Give me a relationship like theirs. That's sweet.
hey.
What are you still doing here? Go on, have your fun. You're only young once, but don't do anything I wouldn't have. Okay. At your parents' prodding, you heard to leave the house and head down to the beach. When you arrived at the shore, you were greeted by the crash of waves and the soft calls of seagulls. You took in a lungful of the ocean air and felt your olive skin warm in the sun. You noticed a small setup nearby with a towel, some sunscreen, and a bottle of water. It must be Cove's. You spotted Cove himself nearby. He hadn't gone out to sea yet. He was just sitting in the sand at the water's edge, his board propped up beside him. You walked up beside him. Hi, I made it.
Ace.
If you could see my reactions every time. He looked up at you with a smile and quickly hopped to his feet. I was wondering if you were still coming. I wouldn't have missed it. Sorry you had to wait and stay inside all day? I don't think so. I wouldn't have missed it. He chuckled shyly at your insistence. Okay. Then he cast his eyes out towards the waves. What am I supposed to do while you surf? I'll stay here and watch you surf. I'm gonna find something to do while you surf. I'll stay here and watch you. Oh. You were ready to spread out your towel and take it easy.
Don't worry about it.
I don't have to go out. I'll stay with you on shore. Or if you want, you could use one of my other boards. I could teach you. Not saying no to that. You would rather just watch Cove surf. You accepted the offer to hang out at the beach. You wanted to try surfing. We're gonna try surfing. I'll do it. I literally said 2 seconds ago that I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. Cool. It was settled. Cove left up the shore and then returned with an extra board under his arm in no time at all. You paddled out into the sea to where the good waves were. The water was cool against your skin.
It's nice.
Not too calm, but nothing crazy. It looks perfect today. He smiled at you and you couldn't help but smile back. You felt totally content. Until Cove kicked the water a little too hard and it inadvertently splashed you. Hey! Sorry. The apology did not come across as especially repentant, as he was practically laughing when he said it. You splashed, splash back. You laughed, but waited for an opening for revenge. The second he looked away, you kicked back, spraying him.
Seriously?
Is that any way to treat someone trying to help? I came out here to teach you. And I was just following your example. Cove tried to keep a straight face, but ended up looking away. The water you flicked at him landed in shiny droplets in his hair. Then, here's another lesson. He soaked you deliberately this time. He used his full leg and an impressive current of water hit you in the face. You lost your balance and scrambled to keep hold of the board. You just managed to stay on, but it was close. It was close. Cove winced. Are you okay? That wasn't what I was trying to do. I'm fine, but we should do the real teaching. Yeah. He chuckled awkwardly and shook some water out of his hair. With that, Cove started telling you all the tips and tricks on how to stay on a surfboard. He demonstrated both good and bad posture and explained where you needed to put your weight. Like this? You wiggled your body so that you were more in the center of your board. Cove nodded. Yep, just like that. The little lesson continued and things clicked with you quickly. I had to go slowly, but you got it. You kind of struggled. It was disastrous. I don't know how good... I've never done this. I don't know how good I would be at it. I would like to think that even if it would take me some time, I would somewhat be able to do it. But that's some wishful thinking. But this is a video game, so haha. Cove did his best to guide you through the process, and by the end, you felt you had picked up the basics of surfing. Occasionally, he reached out and touched you to more directly help get positions right. It felt nice. But if you acknowledged you noticed his touch at all, he would instantly pull away. Since you spent so much time working on balance in stable water, you wondered when you'd actually get to catch some waves. You brought it up to Cove and he nodded. If you think you're ready, go for it. You'll do great. Alright. With that, you graduated from Cove's class and the two of you were able to surf together more casually, even if he was still better at it. What an afternoon. This is so pretty. I talk about the sunsets every time, but like this is so pretty. The setting sun was visible on the horizon. Every time you would look away, it had sunken a little lower. The beach was darkening, but still pleasantly warm. You knew you should get out of the water before it was completely dark in the sea. You rode one last wave to get back to the beach. There, you picked up your surfboard and gave it a quick once-over. Cove followed behind you to the shore. He put his board with his other things and grabbed his towel to start drying off. As he ruffled his hair with the towel, you watched the sunset together. The colors were beautiful in the distance, and the shadows around you deepened. There was no need for words between you two, as you both enjoyed the sight for a moment. Cove broke the silence. The waves were good today, I think. Yeah, totally, I guess. Perfect for surfing. Did you really think so? Yeah, totally. You nodded mildly. You chatted a little more until the conversation truly died out, and all you heard was the rhythmic sound of the waves. Then Cove sighed. The day can't be over. Not yet. He scowled into the distance as if the sun exiting the sky was a personal offense. Don't you think it should be longer? Yeah, it felt long enough to me. Only a shark could explain the feelings of the matter. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes days go by really, really, really fast. And I don't like it, because I feel like I get nothing done. Cove stood up straight in defiance of the approaching darkness. I'm not gonna go home yet. I want to go somewhere. I don't know. Cove was still dripping in salt water, so you weren't sure what the alternative was. Wetsuits were fine for the beach, and not much else. It wasn't a good idea for him to lug his surfboard around town either. You'll be real cute in that wetsuit wherever you go. Well, I need to call it night. Yeah, I want to do something too. We'll sure be welcome anywhere soaking wet like this. But no, let's support. Cove nodded with a smile. Then he looked down the shore with wide, shining eyes. There's at least one place that's always okay to hang out in, no matter what time it is. The park. You nodded. The park was virtually always empty. Even Elizabeth only went over there nowadays if she was looking for you. How times have changed. She used to be so protective of the place. In fact, the only person there was a chance of running into might be that Jeremy kid again. You brought the idea up to Cove and he cringed, but I'm still going. The sun is still there, a little. I'm staying out as long as it is. You tagged along. Obviously. Okay, let's go. Cove took a minute to put his stuff in order. He made sure to get it all, though they didn't take much care to shake the sand off. You dealt with your own things. You stopped everything together quickly. You took your time to pack your bag. Quickly! I'm done! He rolled his eyes with a bent smile at the announcement. As a final touch, Cove plucked his glasses off the beach and put them back on his face. He looked more like himself now. He led the way down the beach to the park. It wasn't so far, so it didn't take you long at all. The sun still hadn't completely disappeared just yet when you made your arrival. Cove stuck his surfboard upright in the sand and tossed his towel over the top. By now, the two of you were mostly dry. The summer breeze on your skin kept you pleasantly warm. Cove idly went over to the monkey bars. He grabbed them, feet flat on the ground, and pretended to go across. He had definitely grown in the past few years. You were still short enough to use the monkey bars yourself. Sometimes being tiny had its perks. When he got to the bar in the middle, Cove pulled himself up and through, then sat on top of the bars. His legs dangled off the side of the bar he perched on. I'm sure that when we got to this part the first time around, I've told this story. But I used to love sitting at the top of the monkey bars. And I would cook. I don't know how responsible of me this is, but I don't care. I used to do this. So I would put my feet, like, around, like, my toes, like, holding onto the bars, and then lean backwards. And, yeah, it was fun. So my feet underneath the bars, like, holding onto them, would, like, hold me up. It was fun. Or hold yourself up with the two bars and then, like, move your feet so it seems like you're walking on top of the air. Those were the two things I really enjoyed doing. And then getting down on a twirl. Those were fun. He got to the bar in the middle, pulled himself up and through, then sat on top of the bars. His legs dangled off the side of the bar he perched on. You joined him on the monkey bars. He stood nearby. You took a sit on the swings. Monkey bars. You looked above yourself to inspect the monkey bars. You might have been short, but that just gave you more experience in climbing things. You leaped and grabbed at one of the bars, using the momentum to swing yourself up. It took a little more scrambling, but you made it to the top. Cope seemed impressed. You settled on the monkey bar like it was a throne. You didn't get to be above everything often. Guess what? He smiled broadly and raised an eyebrow. He's not here. Right, it was true. There wasn't a single sign of Jeremy. Looks like it was just going to be the two of you tonight. Cove hung his head and groaned dramatically. Your eyes widened when he whipped his head back up.
No way.
I can't believe how dumb my parents are for forcing me to come to this stupid place. You were taken aback and blinked for a second before you realized he was courting Jeremy. Don't scare me like that. One Jeremy's enough. That's not nice. That's not really nice. Funny, but not nice. You don't have to tease them. Oh, parents don't know anything. Cove chuckled back at you, amused. You looked around. The old park, the streets you knew like the back of your hand, and the beach. These were your stomping grounds. You wondered how Cove actually felt. How much was his joke just a joke, and how much was sincere dislike of this place. Moving had never been his choice. Do you actually like this neighborhood? I know you don't think it's dumb. You let the silence stretch between the two of you. Yes, we're asking, obviously. Do you actually like this neighborhood? Do you really have to ask that, Ace? Cove kicked his legs carelessly as they dangled. He smiled softly. I like it here. I really do. It's a nice place. He didn't hesitate. There was no uncertainty. That was his genuine opinion. Yeah, I like it too. Well, at least one person likes it here. You nodded wordlessly. Well, of course, I'm here after all. You're the best thing in the neighborhood. These are so cute! I can't! Bruh! Oh. I'm such a softie. My goodness. I need to calm down. I need to chill for like 2 seconds. I need to calm down. This is more teasingly, this is more genuine. I don't know which one I'd rather pick. Screw it. I'm so... I'm such a softie, man. Cove blushed and started kicking his legs wildly like he was running in place. It didn't take long for the day to finally draw to a close. The sun was gone and it was dark. We chatted a while longer, but it was definitely winding down. We better get home. I wish days were longer. He chose not to say anything. I wish days were longer. I wish this day was longer. His feet kicked out and made him look like a pouty child. Oh well. Cove sighed. It was time to go home. He hopped down from the monkey bars with a thump when his feet hit the ground. You clambered down the monkey bars yourself. You lowered yourself more slowly than Cove and barely made a sound when your feet reached the ground. Cove grabbed his surfboard and threw his towel around his neck. With his water bottle in hand, he was ready. You both began your trek up the road. It was a quiet night, and you didn't run into anyone else. In what felt like no time at all, you had reached your street. As you walked, Cove smiled to himself. It was a soft expression, and you couldn't help but wonder what put it there. Cove? I just remembered when we were younger, it used to be such a big deal to come home after dark. You could indeed recall. If you got sandy, your parents would have something to say. If you got wet, your parents would have more to say. And if you came home after dark, well, your moms and his dad better have said it was okay beforehand. You used to need permission for everything. That small comment he made exposed just how much freedom you really had this summer. Cove looked up into the sky, a smile still on his face as the two of you walked side by side reminiscing. When you came to your houses, you turned to each other. Thanks for today, Ace. Right, it was nice seeing you. This was definitely an interesting experience. Yep, thanks for the awesome day. Cove waved and you both turned around to your respective houses. This was a pleasant end to your to the outing, you thought. Have I mentioned how much I love this game? Have I casually mentioned how awesome this game is and how much I adore it? I enjoy it so much. I would another one, but I'm kind of tired. I feel bad about it, but that gives us a really good place to start. I'm really curious about birthday. I want to know. I'm really curious about all the DLC ones because we haven't done them. Just let me be really clear with that. I'm just curious about the DLC ones because we haven't done the DLC ones, and I really want to know because I love this game so much. I don't know if you could tell. Let me make sure I did save. I'm always like super paranoid about this. Yeah, I can't stop just not panicking over did it actually save. Yeah. We're fine. We're good. We're good. Yeah, we're good. We're all fine. Yes. Now I can quit. Yes. I get really worried all the time about it. I have to like triple check, make sure it's saved on the correct spot, make sure everything's fine, and then I can actually quit. Anyway, couple of reminders as we go along. Remember to vote, quote unquote, on the Discord thing about what day the community night should be. Right now, both Sundays are tied. So if both Sundays are tied, that means we'd probably do one on both Sundays, but that would mean that in 2 days we would have one. So if you stand by that, remember to cast your reaction vote thing about stuff. Yes. So to let me know that you'd be here for that. Furthermore, I thought I had something else to say. Yeah. If you have any random mobile games you would like to see me try it on stream, or you would just like to recommend a mobile game that I should play on my own time, not for stream reasons, I made a tweet on my alt Twitter, reply to it with suggestions for both stream mobile games and just mobile games in general that you think I should try out in my own time, because that's how I discover other games that I really enjoy. So yes, and in general, if you ever have something to recommend, let me know, either via Discord, via Twitter, via Instagram, via anything. Just via anything. I tried to reply as fast as I can to everything. Yeah. Or at least like stuff on Twitter as yes, I saw this type of thing. I try. And with that, that'll be the stream for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a good night as well. And I'll see you here tomorrow for something else. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe Minecraft? I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Regardless, have a great rest of your day. Have a good night as well. Let's find a good ending song, chat. Let's find a good ending song. I could technically use this, but because it's about to end soonish, but I'd rather hit with some. What's a good one? This one, yeah. I like this one. Bye. 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 Have a great rest of the day. Have a good night as well, chat. Bye. Bye.
Hey man, what you say? I can hear you thinking, man.